Hi, welcome to the wee movie review. I was actually going to put like the statue of Indiana Jones here as I always try to find one online, and it took me since I was a young kid. Um, I've loved Indiana Jones, and I went to Florida, managed to see an Indiana Jones show, and I wanted a whip. Right, I wanted a whip since I was young, and so I sent away for whips and I always ended up with a black kinky one. One of those wee black plasticky ones, and it's just a wee whip, my mum and dad laughed when I got it. Black wee bit, spankies. But then I finally, when I was older, got to go to America and um, I found the whip. I found the whip, the Indiana Jones. I must have that. But then when I was coming back, um, it was like September the 11th, and I had the whip in my bag. And coming home, I had to like tell people um, in the airport that is the whip considered a weapon, and that I have a whip in my bag. So yeah, and I wore the hat, and I bought a jacket and the bag, and so I've dressed up, and that's the wee that's the sort of statue I've got there. And I love Uncharted games, so we might as well just get the thumbs up right straight away. Um, so I love the Uncharted. I like seeing Harrison Ford playing Uncharted, and I'd love the Uncharted film, but of course, anything that involves looking for treasure, you always compare it to this guy. I want to get the Blu-ray set on it. I love the bonus material that you get from it. I think my favourite Indiana Jones film has to be, maybe I would say, the Temple of Doom. That was it. It's its darkest element. I mean, I love all of them, even the Crystal Skull. Okay, um, I love all the films. The Temple of Doom sticks out the best because there's just all the little wee scenes. The women running in the jungle with the wee owls and the bats running across you know the rope bridge and cutting it down halfway, hanging from the ladders as the arrows constantly hit against the rocks, and it's just Harrison's Ford going, Jesus, only he can pull that sort of look off. I think it's kind of lost on him now as he's gotten older. Um, and of course, the epic scene where he needs to pee and he just shoots the guy with the sword in the first movie. I always sort of recite the words, Venice. That scene when he comes out from the sewage in The Last Crusade. The sewage works in the drain. Venice. I don't know what it is about that, but it's just like the little scenes in all the movies that stuck in my head. I can recite them over and over again. I listen to the theme tune as I'm driving the car down. Um, oh God, what else? Bonus Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. As the Temple of Doom film goes through my head, what else? And of course, then you got the second part to that joke when he just thinks, "Oh, I have a gun." Then he doesn't, but then he starts chasing him with the whip. Something that George Lucas uses all the time, even in the film Star Wars. Then, of course, you got Sean Connery in the last one plays the father, who's of course a couple of years slightly just a bit older than Harrison Ford at the time, and it's just, trying to kill us, It's just an old father. It happens to me all the time. And then bit in the fireplace, they're sitting back to back, hands tied, trying to get out. Sean makes the fire worse and gets gets in the fireplace, turns around, it's, oh, situation is yet to improve. It's just that which makes it timeless. And oh, the aeroplane, Sean Connery shooting the propeller. They got us, Sean, they got us. It's just everything. Now, the Crystal Skull, I know there was a lot of, it's a film that could have been done years ago, but because you've got three creative geniuses' minds, you've got Harrison Ford, George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, trying to get a script done. And funny enough, Steven Spielberg did not want to make another Alien movie. Then it seemed to be like a dimensional Alien thing. But what was symbolic for me in that film was, first of all, he's an old guy. He's got his father there. But the scene at the end where the hat blows off, and I went, oh no, and then you think the son's going to put it on his head, but no, Harrison Ford takes the hat, puts it back on his head, and for me that says there is only one Harrison Ford, there is only one Indiana Jones. And for me, Steven Spielberg has often said that Harrison Ford is Indy. They went through a lot of actors, even Tom Selleck, who played Magnum. They went through people like that, but it was like Harrison Ford just made that character come. And you cannot make Indiana Jones film without Harrison Ford. He could be a fragile 90-year-old man. I wouldn't care. Okay? Indy is, and if you want to make something like that, again, then of course you make the Uncharted movies. Okay? And in the film, you got to just say, hey, I was inspired by Indiana Jones. Also, for me, the filmmakers forgot what, and this is the fandom. When we go and see an Indiana Jones film, what we want to see is what Shot Round would say, booby traps. Here's another thing. There were a lot of mentions of Star Wars in those films. Obi-Wan, C-3PO on the plane, Obi-Wan Chinese restaurant, R2-D2 and C-3PO was in was where the Ark was. So there were a lot of mentions and a lot of collaborations. It's kind of stuck there. But the last film, just for me, when you saw the Ark, we go back into the warehouse and stuff like that, and you get that idea that he just makes it up as he goes along. And now there's talks about another Indiana Jones movie, but this time George Lucas is like left. He's done with. He's made his millions. He's tired of the hassle probably he got from making episodes 1, 2 and 3. But now, as I say, it just goes to show you that Disney, just because they own a property, if they don't have George Lucas, the creative genius behind it, they can't make it. And for me, George Lucas, he has to be involved with Indy at some point. Otherwise, it just turns into a Steven Spielberg film. And even though I love Steven Spielberg, if it's all him, so I get why it was complicated and hard to make. But for me, this is a film that every kid should see, and it's just iconic with the whip swinging and everything else. It had the same powerful impact that Star Wars did when you would go out in the garden and you would whip like I did with my Kinky Whips or a lightsaber or whatnot. It's just up there, and I will never understand anybody who hasn't seen Indiana Jones. Well, let me know about your thoughts and ideas about Indiana Jones. Maybe you're a bigger fan. And I loved that there was a guy that online that made an Indiana Jones movie scene by scene. I watched a documentary on that. That goes to show. I mean, I had a video camera when I was younger, but I couldn't pull off what these young guys were doing. So it has inspired people throughout the world. So please leave comments or links of Indiana Jones or related stuff in the comments below, and I'll catch you next time. And remember, if you have a movie that you want me to see, put them in the comments. Thank you.